Hello everyone. So today I am here with a new chapter in history, that is how, when and where. As we all know, nothing is stationary in this world. There is always a continuous change in the social, economic and cultural life of the people living in different parts of the world. As we embark upon a journey from times immemorial, we will notice that several of our present practices and beliefs have undergone a change from those of the ancient and medieval times. With the help of history, we can answer such questions as history records the developments which brought about these changes. History is certainly about changes that occur over a period of time. It is about finding out how things were in the past and how things have changed now. Dates of events act like milestones as they indicate an event's position in relation to history. We take things for granted as if what we see has always been in the world we inhabit. But most of us have our moments of wonder when we ask questions that are related to history. For example, watching someone drinking coffee, we may wonder, when did people begin drinking coffee? All such questions pertaining to history take us to the realm of time. People in India did not begin drinking coffee suddenly one fine morning. They must have developed a taste for it over a period of time. There can be no particular date for a process such as this. Being a continuous flow of events, history cannot be divided into watertight compartments. Dates of events play an important role in history as it helps us understand the trends of developments within a time frame. Periodization in history. Periodization is the division of history into broad time periods on the basis of some distinctive characteristics. In 1817, James Mill, a Scottish philosopher, published a work, A History of British India. He divided Indian history into three broad periods on the basis of religion. He called the ancient period the Hindu period because large parts of India was then under the Hindu rulers. Likewise, he called the medieval period Muslim period and the modern period British period. Moving away from British classification, historians have divided Indian history into ancient, medieval and modern periods. It is a periodization which is borrowed from the West, where the modern period was associated with industrialization, scientific progress and urbanization. But the modern period of Indian history starts with the death of Aurangzeb, the Mughal emperor, in 1707. The modern period of Indian history and that of European present a completely contrasting scenario. The mighty Mughal Empire was gradually disintegrating into a number of autonomous states while the British were rising in the power. The subjugation of one country by another leads to colonization. Now, if we talk about the sources from where we have derived history, can be of two types, that is, primary source material and secondary source material. The primary source material includes original documents, literary evidences, manuscripts, videotapes of incidents and interviews of important personalities, whereas the secondary source material help us to reconstruct history. They include books, newspapers, reviews and written records available in the libraries. One more type of source material can be administrative records. British maintained strict control over administration and had all administrative actions recorded in documents. When printing did not come in use, these documents were carefully copied out and beautifully written by calligraphists. By the middle of the 19th century, with the spread of printing, multiple copies of these records were printed as proceedings of each government department. One more source from where we can derive history is literary sources. With the invention of printing press, there was a great growth in the production of books, magazines, newspapers, and journals. Hundreds of newspapers were published in India, not only in English but also in regional languages or vernaculars. These are crucial for understanding this period as they express the actual views of the people of different regions. The newspaper had news, cartoons, editorials, and even advertisements. Cartoons presented a satirical and humorous view of life and events. Other than these, we have National Museum and National Archive of India. The National Museum in New Delhi and other museums have preserved many coins, paintings, jewelry, weapons, and other artifacts of that period. National Archive of India is set up for housing the government documents, diaries, letters, farmans, and old books. So, my dear friends, that's all for today. I hope that you have understood from where and how and when we have started studying history and what is the importance of history. So, that's all for today. Thank you, students.